Welcome to part 3 of my series. I'm Kyle Russell of Crystal Concentrics. We are in my Portal Crystal Gallery, and I thought I'd show you my little card that talks about SUGILITE, that it's a voice energy zone stone that brings hopes into reality. It is hence the manifestation stone. I have a book called Crystal Energy and a phone app by the same name. We've got the Portal Crystal Gallery in Arlington, Massachusetts, and of course online you can find us at crystalconcentrics.com. Now I have done part 1 referring to the double A's and the single A's, and more than just a classification system, this is a direct reflection of what I feel I can charge financially for each one of these pieces. So B is another price bracket, and part 2 explored all of the B's. Now we're going to look at our C's, D's, and E's. All right, so when we look at the C's, we find that they're generally a bit smaller than some of the B's and A's. So that's a factor. Piece like this, very gorgeous. It is lucent. You can see the light is getting in there, but it's not translucent, so it's not a gel piece per se. And it does have enough darkness that when you pop it back and take it away from the light, it looks quite dark. You have other pieces like this, very dramatic one with a nice purple, but you also have a band of hematite in there and probably boostomite, the red over here. And it's a very spectacular trillion form, 3-sided. This is a great kind of tongue of SUGILITE. Nice color, but again, very dark. We had this capped custom. This one I have to show you just to prove that even if a piece is kind of dark and forgettable in the dark, you bring it up to the light and you suddenly see a lot of interest, a lot of great color going on with it. So some of these pieces that are darker, I will tend to put on sale because I'm interested in holding out to get the top dollar on the best colored material, which will hold its value for the longest. This is 18 karat plated sterling, which is kind of great because most SUGILITEs are set in silver, and that's just, the convention. But I am getting into bringing in gold, either through straight full 14 karat gold or using gold filled wire wrapping. This is a nice piece, not too dark purple or even pink, but a nice lavender. You're losing a little bit of the color. It's got a little bit of a beige section underneath. But again, in this case, you really get what you pay for because the cost comes down on pieces like this. Of course, I can't turn around and replace. This one is very, very one-of-a-kindy. A great sort of smorgasbord of incredible color going on here. This one has a big dark band through it. This one, actually, I was struggling with calling it an A because look at that gel translucency. So gel doesn't automatically put it into the top bracket price-wise, but it certainly holds its price. That's a really sweet one. These are all really nice. These small ones here, nice round. We had that custom set. That is a Richterite. Richterite is the blue that happens with SUGILITE often. Then over here we've got a great collection. This one's really nice chromatic color. This one's a very beautiful uniform color. Look at that. Very, very sweet thing going on there. These have the hematite banding on them, nice square shapes, and more interesting stuff in each one of these. Look at the color on that. I mean, it's gorgeous stuff, no doubt about it. But these are the C's, and now we're going to look at the D's. Here's something that might confuse you. This is actually Stitchtite, which is a similar colored stone to SUGILITE, but is lighter in density and does not command the same prices. I just had to put that in there so you would know that they do exist and that they can be confused for this material. Now over here, we've got an incredibly crafted amethyst with a sort of grayish sugilite, but it's still recognizably a sugilite. It's just not one of the higher grade ones. All of these here with strings strung through them, I'm going to get bales made. This is interesting because it's a stone, a rough stone, and I'll show you, this is a category D rough stone that's been drilled to make into a pendant, and I want to show you a category A stone that, look at that, the color is so rich, it's so frosty, it's got blues, it's got dark purples, it's got light purples, it's got a little polished area, and if you put it up to the light, you see some serious gel going on all the way around it. We call that edge gel. You can't get the translucence all the way through the stone because it is simply too thick. But I hope that explains why this piece is in a different category than that other piece over here. You get really gorgeous patterns like this one here. And this one has a bit of boostomite, the red right in the middle, and then some cool purple all around it. Over here, we have some other nice pieces like this triangular one is awesome. And I want to charge more for that, but it is a sliver of purple on top of darker material. And so I can't justify charging more than I am on it. But, you know, it's still not replaceable. A nice triangle with a good pink color. This has amazing color on it. But again, it's just the top layer there. And so there's a limit to how much I feel comfortable charging a premium on something like that. This one too, great pink, but it's a top surface layer, but a really sweet shape, sort of a rounded square there. And now in the E section, we have a bunch of these we had custom built. And they're quite beautiful. They're little sort of tumbles with sort of flat backs that got nice solid bezels put around them. And they've got good color. And these here are less. These are less than those. The difference in color becomes apparent when you pull it up. These are a little bit darker, but still nice. And then this one here, actually this is one of the D's. But this last one I think is kind of cool because you've got some red. It's not quite gel, but you know that it's got good color. You've got some nice purple happening. It's just a cool piece that someone could make into a great pendant. So that's our level E. So if you go backwards, which we're going to do at the end of this video, you're going to see that the E's are going to be the cheapest. Then come the D's. They've got more color, but they may not be all the way through. We've got these pieces that haven't been finished yet. Once they're finished into proper bales, they may go up in price and category. You have some very dark ones here that, although they have some cool things going on visually, they are not commanding the higher prices that you start to get beginning with the C category here. And these are more category C's. Those are really cool, the little moons with stars, very pretty. Then when you get up to the B's, oh, this one I didn't talk about before. Doesn't that look like a cool tree on the savannah? Very, very nice. The B's are all superb color coming out of the box, or they might be gel even if they're dark. I showed you earlier a less fancy example of this, which took the price down. Some of these are chromatic like this. Some of them are lucent like that. Some of them are actual gel like that. And then we get up to the A's. And the A's range from purple to pink, and even some of the unusual color combos have shown up here. and shown up there, like the gray. This here is still, we're in the A's. We have some special pieces. You can check back to our video 1 where I talk about some of these individually. I did not talk about these incredible chunks that have been set. Quite wonderful. And then we start getting into the AA department where we have some 14 karat pieces, some natural pink gel all the way through, some really large pieces, and some very sort of fancy pieces. So I hope you've enjoyed. This has been a series all about SUGILITE in terms of its wonderful metaphysical qualities. I call it a voice energy zone stone, bringing hopes into reality. The Manifestation Stone. I have the book, Crystal Energy, the phone app, Crystal Energy, the store, the Portal Crystal Gallery, and of course our online website, crystalconcentrics.com. You can always reach me there. Thanks for watching. Kyle at Crystal Concentrics.